And welcome back to The Average White Guys. My name is Alex Haynes, one of the owners of A Squared, and we help turn those likes into dollar bills. Through marketing and ROI tactics, we can help turn your business into a money-making machine. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, I know him as Justin Skelton. You know him as the man, the legend, the myth, the whisper that is upon the wind. The name you call 3 times and he actually appears, and it's not Beetlejuice. That's right, it's Justin Skelton. And I can't say it a third time because he'll appear right in front of me as a little man. Say hi.
Hey, everybody. This is Justin with LW Properties Community Real Estate Services. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
And tonight, Justin, that's the third time, so now he's here. What are we talking about?
Would you survive this?
Would I survive this? Ugh.
We're going to talk about
Probably,
certain...
maybe, depending on what it is.
We're going to talk about certain circumstances, maybe times in life.
Ooh.
Would you survive this?
Would you survive this? Like us personally make it through whatever we come up with.
Correct.
Okay, so what if...
Like COVID. Oh, I'm just sorry.
Did
we actually survive it, right? No, okay.
Our entire feed just blew up right there. Everyone's like, oh God, no, it's too soon. It is too soon. Were you also stuck illegally? Call our lawyers at 1-800. We are true lawyers. And you too can get a settlement from the person that kept you illegally locked up in your house while they went.
So you'd be able to probably talk about this one more because I think you watch the shows, but the zombie apocalypse.
Oh, it's because I watch the shows, not because I'm prepared for the inevitable that is going to happen. There is a tactic to this. And yes, would I survive? Well, depends. Are there fast zombies or are they all slow zombies? Because that will determine how I answer this.
So to be honest with you, I've never watched a zombie movie. Walking Dead or what are some of the other ones?
I need a
Still
minute.
In awe.
So there's 28 days.
Yeah.
Okay, there's 28 months. And I believe there's 28 years now. Which was very odd and different, but it was still a good movie. There's Resident Evils, there's Walking Dead, there's Night of the Living Dead.
No.
There's Ashwood and no, that's not right. That's Shaun of the Dead. That's a great one. That's a comedy one. You should definitely watch that. A lot of good tropes. It'll cover a lot of movies in one. Oh, there's all the Resident Evil films, where there's a giant corporation that tries to.
What's the one with Woody Harrelson? Were they?
Oh, Zombieland.
Okay, so I've seen half of that one.
You've seen half of that.
It was funny. There were parts of it. I saw that when.
Wait, I need you. How do you see half of a movie?
Well, I kind of came in about, I think, 30 minutes in. I watched it for about another 45 minutes, and so.
No. You missed the beginning. You caught the middle, and you left before the end.
Yeah.
Oh my God. This ladies and gentlemen,
again, it's a zombie movie.
Why our theaters are dying. This man right here, it's his fault.
It's not like I saw it in a theater. It was like playing on some random thing, and I was just like.
Do you not fly on planes? Do you not watch films on airplanes or have an iPad or a phone? What do you do? Read all the time?
So explain to me how a zombie, for our listeners, because like if my dad's listening right now, I'm sure he has never listened. He's never watched a zombie apocalypse movie.
None of you are going to survive. So first off, a couple of rules: don't get bit.
Okay, I could understand that one.
Don't get scratched.
So it has to do with blood.
Sometimes. Depends on which version.
Just a transfer of touch?
So sometimes it's virus and it starts through something, but usually through some type of transmission, either bite or scratch. So depending on the version of movies you're watching or series, they'll include scratches or not. But Walking Dead is a very popular one. So it's bite or scratch. And you would turn in a given time. So it was basically like a virus that would set in and it would affect your brain. And then you'd want to basically, you become undead and crave brains.
Okay. So I did watch, I think, 3 episodes of like, So I Dated a Zombie. With she was a mortician, and that's how she would get the brains.
That's iZombie. That's not I Dated a Zombie. That's iZombie. Okay. That is a great series, by the way. We my friends watched all. I believe everything.
I did like it. I just kind of
a lot of fun.
Lost interest.
Okay, you're a horrible human being. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I might be a fan of zombie films, especially the funny ones. But basically, a couple of things you should know. To kill a zombie usually requires removal of the head, the brain, or light them on fire. If you shoot them, they will probably come back because they're actually not done until you've destroyed the brain. Usually you have to destroy the brain or remove the head at some point.
So on majority of them, if you shoot them, how long do they stay dead? Or how long?
If you don't shoot them in the brain, they're not dead.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so how long does it
headshot
put them down, or how long does it stop? And does it depend on the movie?
It depends. Yeah, it depends on the movie, but usually they'll fall back from the recoil, and then they'll get up and start chasing you again.
So on one of these shows, I think I see the bat with the barbed wire around it, or one of the shows.
Yeah.
Is that Walking Dead?
Yeah, it was Walking Dead.
And so what does a bat with a barbed wire help at all?
Smash the head in,
Oh, okay.
and it's brutal and violent and beautiful.
Okay.
Mostly that.
So again, it's all about the brain.
Yeah.
They crave the brain, but the only way to kill them is the brain.
Brain. Yeah.
Okay.
So
You got to be good with machete maybe then too, or a
machetes
sword
are great.
wielding.
Bullets, if you can get them. So a lot of these, the world has collapsed, and so you can't get supplies. So having supplies is a big deal. Having transportation, maybe have an e-car that has solar that can be powered up, so you don't have to worry about gasoline. So a lot of these also will happen where the rest of the world has stopped functioning because the virus spreads very fast, and then
So you have nobody to run the power systems and things like
everything
that.
starts breaking down. So you go from be able to get a lot of stuff to be also needing supplies.
So like here in America, we have problems with, we don't supply gas that much, or we have to get it from overseas. So if we have no way to get the gas, then we have no way to use the vehicles.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Unless you have an EV or you're running off a bio diesel or something like that.
Okay. So how strong are they?
Depends on
the movie
series, but
can any of them like rip off a car door?
Yes, some of them can. So this actually goes back to the theory that humans are actually way stronger than we realize. We've seen things where mothers will lift cars over their head to save their children. There's a lot of studies about if we can get around beyond what our mind protects us from, we can accomplish insane tasks. We can break walls, we can break bricks, we can do a lot of these things that seem inhuman because we have a lot of strength. We just don't use it for the fear of hurting ourselves. Well, if you're undead, as they call them, or your brain's not protecting yourself, you're much stronger than you think. Usually they're uncoordinated. Okay. Some are, they'll call them alpha zombies, which are somewhat smarter and they're faster and they're predators. They're like hunting people down versus just being mindless zombies. If you have one of those, you're just assume you're going to die.
And I'm asking all these questions because it does take into account, like, how would I survive, right? So
a lot of times they'll say sound will attract them. So a lot of them will hunt by sound or smell. So a lot of people will like find some place to hide. They'll be in a bunker. They'll be up in trees. So it's like survival as meets hiding, meets violence to protect yourselves.
Okay. See, I think I'd die within a week.
Okay.
Because here's where I go with this, because I'm the type of person where if you turn out the lights downstairs and you're walking upstairs in my house, I'm like always looking behind me and I want the light on ahead of me too, or I use So I'm just saying I would be a little flipping scared shitless.
Well, it might make you survive longer, right? So I think
I'm going to be more cautious then. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, cautious is not bad. Like, what's the
But what if I run and scream like a little girl?
Zombieland. I love Zombieland because they talk about all the rules he has. Right, to stay alive. Like cardio is a big deal. Like, yeah, you have to be able to outrun the zombie. So people get eaten first. That's why I work out with you.
And I see in the movies, actually, they are not fast most of the time, right?
They're not normally fast, no. But they will get you in hordes. So a lot of times they're quiet, they're shuffling, and they'll spring upon you, and there's too many of them. They box you in.
Gotcha. Because again, they're using their brains in different ways, so they're smarter and that type of thing on sometimes.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll be fine unless the zombies go into cats and then I'm screwed because I'm the type of person to say, oh, look, kitty cat and it's a mountain lion. I want to pet you.
So do they actually, in these movies, do they actually transfer to animals?
Sometimes. Yeah.
Oh, that's scary.
Sometimes they do. So as long as they don't go into a cat, I probably will be okay for a while. It really depends on like if I hook up with the right amount of people and I get serious about trying to stay alive, or if I just get bored and then, pet the wrong thing and I die.
Well, because you wouldn't be able to sell them anything.
Exactly. Well, I'd sell the people still alive. I'd be the guy setting up the shop and like, hello, traveler.
I got bats with barbed wire on. I got machetes.
Are you good friends? Yes. I would definitely be that guy who is having the roving store and like collecting favors and the guy who knows way too much and selling stuff to people. That would be fun for me. I would gamify it. So yeah.
All right. No, actually, I think I could survive just wits of just trying to. I look at everything as a game, like you do, in a different avenue of looking at things as a game. So I think I could survive a while.
Fine if you were okay being in a group. I think you'd be fine for a long time if you like hunkered down in your house and you had plenty and you had like food for years, you'd be fine. The minute you ran out of supplies in your house, I think you'd then be like, oh, we need stuff. And now it's too late. And that's where you would run into problems.
Gotcha.
For me, I'm too nice and friendly. So I would go help that person who was recently bit, and then they would turn because I have very bad luck and then bite me.
But I'm also in, like, when I watch Supernatural, I'm also the guy, like, my wife gets so tired of it. I'm like, dude, why are you doing that, you stupid ass? Nobody would do that. So maybe I have at least enough brains to get me through, because I'd be thinking of all those movies where they were stupid enough to do those things.
Yeah. And then you realize you are that stupid enough. You would be the one doing it. That's me. I'm like, they're probably not bit. 100% they were bit.
What about medieval times or Roman times?
So let's do medieval first, because I think that's fun for us especially I'm big on technology. So if we went to the medieval times, I would be dumb and I would open my mouth and immediately be put at the stake and lit on fire for being a witch. Or he's a witch. Thought you had to be female. He knows the difference between male and female. Burn him. So not too much like different from today. We still have that same conversation. Except they burned you back then. If I didn't get burned immediately, I would put what little science I know into play and be lauded as an alchemist or a magician of some sort. And I would just have way too much fun until someone burned me at the stake for being a witch.
Yeah.
Once again, I will inevitably end up on a fire. 100%.
Mine is like, I hate camping. I hate going out, and I like my beds. I like comfort. And I know you adapt to anything, so it's hard to really say on that one, but
there's not a lot of comfort in the medieval times.
No, not at all.
Royalty, you get, and they were kind of okay, but not the same. No sleep number beds back then.
No, not at all. So no, I would not enjoy being in medieval times.
I think there'd be a lot of sickness and a lot of gross things that both of us would be like, no. Yes. Do you know what a bar of soap is?
Everybody around the office in my house knows I'm a germophobic too.
You would not do well.
Yes.
You would definitely not do well with the snuff and the stuff just coming out of all orifices on the ground and trash everywhere.
No medication to help you
with
medication.
Yeah. Can I get an Advil? What's that? Which?
So I think we both agree we'd not do good in medieval times.
Oh man.
Yes.
I know in general people didn't live very long. I think both of us, our timeline would be much shorter as well.
We'd be dead by now? Yes.
We would not make it very far. If I just suddenly got transported, I'd be like, look, it's an eclipse. He knows science. Murder him. That's right.
I don't know. Some of the great scientists lived for a while.
Yeah, sure.
When was Newton?
That was
Was that medieval? Or that was more Roman?
I'm going to say, I don't know.
Okay.
I'm going to say after. So medieval times, we did have advances, but they were looked at like as witchcraft and alchemy and like science and magic were mixed together. I really enjoyed the stories from it because it is a lot of that. And we only have stories because the real history is very dark and disgusting. So we have these magical stories to explain what happened during that time. King Arthur, yay.
Yeah.
In reality, it was just people beating on each other for land and farmers killing each other for land. So it wasn't very pleasant.
No.
So Romans time, that I have no idea. What do you think?
I'd like to say I'd be a gladiator.
You would be a gladiator. I could see that. You're fit. You work out. You'd probably do okay. Once again, I would be in the pit probably for a very different reason. And I would go, oh, look, a kitty cat, AKA a lion. And then I would be mauled.
No, it is. I do look at those times and I'm just like, man, I'm so glad when we were born.
Yeah. I definitely was born at the right time. I'm a huge fan of AI. I'm a huge fan of like electronics and tech and all this fun stuff and marketing. I would not do well. I would not do well.
What about the 90s? Did you survive the 90s?
I did survive the 90s.
Well, kind of.
Thanks.
How old were you then?
5.
Yeah, see.
So I survived.
Yeah.
It was
all we had was pagers in the 90s.
Yeah, but there's a
no
whole code. There's a
TikTok.
whole like thing of that, and you turned it into a game. And then, when did the first phone come out that had the game in it? That was late 90s, early 2000s.
Early
Snake
2000s.
came out. Was like
Yeah.
that was it.
Yep.
That was the game, man. Tetris was the thing. Super Mario Brothers.
Well, I think we talked about earlier too with the AOL and the sound of like the dial-up.
Yes. Yeah.
That was definitely a different era.
Yeah, for the sake of our podcast listeners, we're not going to make that sound like I did earlier. You missed it. So.
It is interesting though. My daughter, who is 20, almost 21 here, and she is that age right now is into the 90s dressing.
Yeah, it's kind of come
retro.
back. Retro, yeah.
I know we've kind of gotten off the topic of like, would we survive? But we are still talking. Yeah. Can we survive different decades? I think is the thing.
Yeah.
I think I sometimes think, would I have been a hippie or would I have gone to war if it was in the 70s during the Vietnam War?
100% I would have been a hippie.
Yes, I see you definitely as a hippie.
100% I would have been a hippie. Yeah, there's no doubt in my mind.
I think unfortunately I would have been drafted.
Oh, I'm sure I would have been drafted. I have no luck. I would have also been a hippie and like been part of the like protests and then ended up getting dragged into Nam and coming back out with that short haircut. And like, I've seen stuff, man, and can I have some money?
Yeah, I know one or two of my uncles ended up going to the Vietnam War, but my dad, I think, was ended up going to National Guard, which was smart for that time.
That was a smart move.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, I 100% would have been hippie, free love movement, drugs.
We were talking about I guess this would be more of the 80s then. I was a latchkid key.
Okay.
Latch kid key. There we go. I said it wrong. Latch key kid.
Okay.
And see, it didn't even sound wrong, did it?
I got it. I was like, okay, cool. Wait. Yeah.
Do you know what that is for if we have younger audience?
So I believe, I could be wrong, because I don't think that term was a term when I was older. No, we had helicopter parents later in life, so we didn't get to do that. But this is where you're pretty much left alone. And there was, I guess, when you had backyards, there was a latch to the gate that could lock, and that's where it came from, that you could let yourself in and out of like the back door.
It was just even the front door. It didn't matter. Yeah.
And you had a key to it. And
I know when I was basically even in the third grade, I think I can go back that far where I would walk to school. I mean, it was.
Did you walk to and from up school on a hill in the snow, holding a potato to keep you warm, and that potato had to be your lunch? Was that?
Well, that's what I told my kids.
That's what you told your kids?
No, I was born and raised in California. We didn't have snow. I think we had one snow day.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even snow. Someone just sprinkled salt somewhere, and they're like, "Oh no, it's snow!" Oh man,
ours is fall. Yeah. There's too many leaves.
There's too many leaves.
No, basically what it was is most kids in that age group were, I'd say from third grade on. What is third grade? That would be 8, 9, somewhere in there. You would walk to school. You come back from school. I mean, it was at least 7, 8 blocks minimum.
How many kids just started disappearing? Just curious. Did people just disappear from your class? You just didn't know where Johnny went?
I was born and raised here in Vacaville. I don't know if I don't ever hear of a kidnapping in the time I was here.
See, that's like when I was a kid, it was drilled into me, danger stranger, right? That was a big thing.
The vans. Hey, kid, would you like some candy?
Yeah.
But that's why the latch
was yes, always.
Yes.
I couldn't understand why my mom was anti-candy. I was like, but
they actually, like in elementary school when the police would come, they would actually have seminars on that. Don't go in vans with people if they ask you for anything. Hey, I lost my puppy. Can you come help me find it? They would do things like that.
Makes sense.
If somebody asked you to come help find their cat, you probably would have done it.
I'd be like, yeah, cat, let's do it. Puppy, done.
Yeah.
You also have candy? Oh, and you have a nice van?
Oh.
This is great. This is the best day ever. Rest in peace. I would not have survived.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was definitely a different era.
Yeah.
And it was fun though, too. You would have to go home. You do your homework for maybe about a half an hour, and then you all go play, and you have to be home by the time the lights come on. And that was it. You didn't have a cell phone. You didn't have anything. You had a phone that you could dial. Like if you needed to, if you weren't home in time,
you had payphones though. You had the quarters for the phone, right?
Yes.
They existed. You just go and dial that number.
Okay. So my dad, I think he'll remember this one. So this was maybe 7th grade. We actually had what was called the woos here. It was one of the first, the woos.
Okay.
It was one of the first labyrinths.
I'm so confused right now.
A maze.
What is this? Oh, it's a maze.
It's a maze. It was
What's it made out of?
they had walls that they.
Is this like a building you went to? Like someone?
No, it was all outside. And it was actually, it was one of the
built
first, it was the first, and I think only because it only lasted like 3 years.
Yeah, this sounds really weird and creepy. Go on. Did people also disappear when they went to this maze? Did they go to Narnia? Tell me more about this, Justin. Was there a creepy man selling tickets?
No.
Come here, Justin.
Actually, it was pretty.
I have a book
for the first couple years. It was pretty popular.
Okay.
I mean, there are people from Sacramento, San Francisco. They'd come all the way up to Vacaville. That's about a 2-hour drive for those not around here.
Or maze.
Or a maze.
Well, I like where I grew up.
And they would have, okay, have you been to the corn maze that we have here?
Yeah, so I know what corn mazes are. Those are really cool.
It was the same thing. They just actually built the walls. So once you learned it,
somehow seems way worse, like in my mind.
Which is in essence why it only lasted 2 years, because how much repeat business are you going to get? They don't remove the walls.
You should have done that. You should have made them movable.
This was also the 90s.
No one thought beyond like, oh, I have a great idea.
Yeah,
I'm going to do this, and I'll forever have people, because who's got a memory?
Yes.
Okay, so it was called what now?
The Woos.
Spell that for me.
WOOZ.
Oh, it is exactly how I thought it was spelled. Okay.
They had arcades there. They had pizza,
okay.
Things of that nature.
Oh, it's like a DZ before DZ was a thing.
What's a DZ?
Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Discovery Zone?
Yes.
Thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or like a Chuck E. Cheese, but minus there's a ball pit instead of a maze. And yeah. Okay.
So I went on a date one time.
At the Woos?
At the Woos. One of my friends, 2 girls. Again, this was 7th, 8th grade, nothing big. But
were you dating both the girls? I'm curious now.
No.
Are you Mac Daddy? No. Mac Daddy Justin, go ahead.
I went with a friend. We were both trying to. It was just a date. It was it. Nothing special. No, I had no game back then.
Does your wife know about this person?
It doesn't matter because I had no game. Nothing happened after that.
Okay,
yes.
Fair enough. She was hiding in the Woos.
That's it.
She was stalking him. Go ahead.
No, I didn't meet my wife until about 4 years later. So
that's it. Yeah. She revealed herself to you.
So
4 years earlier, she was like,
yeah,
over there.
So getting back to the payphone thing, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So we went to this. I was supposed to save $1. That's what it costs to call on the payphone.
Okay.
I was supposed to save $1 to call my dad to come pick us up.
Right.
Well, they had the arcade.
Yeah.
And you're trying to impress. And so then for those, again, who don't know, there's called toll-free numbers where you would call and it would cost like almost $3 or $4.
Call collect.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Sorry, not toll-free numbers, collect numbers.
Yeah. Toll-free was
not different. So it would cost almost like $2, $3, $4, depending on how long it took and things like that to go ahead and make the call. Oh my God. My dad was so pissed at me. You couldn't save one flicking quarter. It was not the word flipping.
Yep.
$1 to make a phone call.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, again, nowadays you would have your cell phone. You'd even have a pager, anything else. But no, all we had was payphones back there.
Yeah.
The Woos wouldn't let us use their phone to make a phone call.
Of course not.
Nope.
They're in league with the payphones.
So I called them up and using a collect call, and it cost $3, and I got a mouthful.
Yeah.
And he embarrassed me in front of the girls.
Of course.
He didn't give a shit.
That's why it didn't work out. Your dad tanked that relationship. Your wife's very happy about that.
Yes.
By the way. It's good.
So again, different era.
Yeah.
Of being able to survive.
I was in the end of the payphone era. They were still payphones when I was growing up as a kid, so I've used them. I lived in Europe, and there were still a few over there. They had the red booths with the payphone still, but it was rare. But I do remember the whole payphone and call collect home if you want to do that. Now, I guess it had developed. People got figured out like tricks. So when you call collect, you would leave a message instead of your name and then hang up, and then like you leave the phone number and they call you back.
Yes.
Like, oh, the number is this, and they would call you back because they heard that, and that's how you got around the collect call and stuff.
Well, yeah, because back then you got to remember there was no caller ID then either, right?
Yeah.
So that's why you had to be tricky about it.
Yeah. There was a whole like way to beat that,
because it would be saying, "Would you accept a collect call from so and so from blah 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 blah?"
Exactly.
So in that whole time, you try and like give the phone number for them to call
really really fast. You're
yes.
Like, I remember that.
Interestingly, I went to Oregon this last weekend.
Okay.
Visit my father-in-law, and we went to a rest area, and there was actually a payphone that was active.
Active.
It had I
was
know.
There
that's
a man with a chainsaw right next to it, and he was wearing this very weird leather face, and he's like, "Hey, use this phone."
Yeah. No? Well, it was during the day, so it wouldn't have been
during the day. At night, he comes back.
That's
what it was. Okay, that's interesting.
And I bring that up because I was so shocked to see it.
Did you take a photo? Like
yeah,
I would. That's an Instagram photo, right? I found it. I found the one that's left. Yeah, right up there with the last. Was it Blockbuster?
Yes.
Found this, now go Blockbuster. My checklist is done. I can die now. I found them all. I got all the Pokemons.
So since we're talking about being in an era of no internet, no TikToks, no Instagram.
Yeah.
Now, if you lost the internet for a week because we had some outage,
Mm-hmm.
how do you think you would handle it?
Oh, since that's already happened a couple times, it felt like
For
a
a
week. An hour a week, same thing.
Oh, okay.
some of us have problems.
5
Justin.
minutes.
Some of us have.
I can't watch my show.
No, they're downloaded to my phone. I'm already prepared for this. Come on, I'm better than that. Okay, so if I actually lost the internet for a week, it would be great in some aspects because I would rest. I've gotten to a place where I would accept the things I cannot change. Just start that mantra. Accept the things you cannot change. I can't change the fixed internet. So we'd go old school for work. We would visit clients. I would hope to God our program still works. As long as computers turned on, most wouldn't get changed. We would do a lot of prep and do a lot of catch up. I would actually rest more because I'm not being entertained. A lot of my entertainment is through streaming or subscription services or something. So I would probably read a book I have on my shelf because I do actually like reading. I would get back to some of my things I enjoy doing, like cooking. A lot of these would be better, healthier for me to do than being on perpetually online. I'd probably feel happier because I wouldn't know what World War VI started that week, or 7 or 8, depending on what day it was. And I probably wouldn't mind terribly. I'm assuming the phones don't work as well with the internet down. Is that correct? I'm assuming like technology stopped for like a week. Is that what you mean? Like no Netflix, no phones, no internet, no nothing. Like just dead.
I would say the phones still work, just no internet.
Oh, then I'm great because I can just call people, catch up. It's like COVID minus the internet.
Yeah. See, now for our business, I mean, I think we were down for about half an hour the other day. And I got one of my employees kind of going, can I go home?
Yeah.
Because it's the great thing about our business right now. Everything's app-based.
Yeah.
Which sucks as well, because if the internet goes down, we are out of business. I mean, there's nothing, I can't get into even look up somebody's phone number or ledger or anything else, which is funny because we just took over on an account for an association.
Yeah.
And we're laughing at them because they're still using the actual green ledger paper and accounting and everything else in this. And we are just cracking up. But I'm kind of going, but if the internet went down, I guess they'd still be able
to do stuff.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing, like, you'd think my business entirely lives online, and a lot of it does. But we have stuff in the pipeline that we can get caught up on. Like we can do a lot of this work manually. I used to do it manually. I used to not have to be able to do everything with an app or a computer.
Well, yeah, but you would have AI.
Yeah, it's a great tool, but guess what? I know how to do this stuff before AI. It just is slower without AI.
So all your programs you have no...
There's things that we can do. We can post to socials. That'd be done.
Yeah.
Right. But like, I can sketch badly. Right. I
guess nobody else would be looking on the internet to see it.
That's the thing. Like we wouldn't work on that. I'd work on like video content creation. I can go film. I can write a script. I would just shift what we did in that time. I'd get creative. I'd go, like I said, I'd go to customer service. I'd call my clients up. Hey, what are you doing? Internet's out. You want to go lunch? Let's catch up.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your next project. Well, is the internet going to come back? Of course it is. Hey, buy this. Let's get ahead of, let's talk about that next project you've always wanted to do. We have time now to talk about that. Let's land that job. Yeah. I'm going to shift and do what I do best, which work people. Now, are there people in my employment that would freak out because everything they do is online? Absolutely. All my tracking, all our project management, all gone. I have at least one person that would break down and cry.
Yeah.
It would be.
See, even for us, like we got a bunch of boxes that we could scan in. Like we just got like 30 from this association, right? All paper.
Yeah.
And normally I'd scan it, but I can't scan it because the scan's got to actually go through an email to get to our desktops. So I'm like, I couldn't even go old school with trying to do anything. So
I would pull out my phone and I start taking pictures, and then I would prep for when the internet came back.
All right, no,
but
I like your thinking on it.
But when AWS went down, which has gone down multiple times in the last month for like a day.
AWS,
Amazon Web Services, big part of the internet. A lot of people use them for a lot of services. things we subscribe to use that. So things will just die and we have no access. Well, we shift. I go, okay, great. We can't use that. Let's do other things. But we need to do this, but we can't. So move to something else, like shift, change, adapt or die. It sucks. There's definitely makes life harder. Doesn't mean we can't do work. People are always looking for an excuse not to work.
Yeah.
I would just go, okay, great. What can we do? Was the computer still working? Great. That's why I asked. Can we still call people?
There's some things like we have to do walkthroughs, which we go to the associations, we could take pictures, we can do, items like that. But all of our board packages, everything that I do for these association rentals, everything is texting online.
Yep.
I think 70-80% of our business now is based on apps and online. So it would be, as far as business goes, it would be devastating. As far as personal life, I'd be loving it.
Yeah, I think it would be healthy in some ways because we'd be unplugging and getting back to real conversations.
Meditating, working out, going on walks, things like that.
Technically, we could shoot
on the beach.
This.
No, just
none of this requires internet.
To
upload it.
Okay, you're right.
We could
create it.
Yeah, we could create it in preparation. That's how I would do things. Like, okay, let's shift.
Okay.
So, yeah. What about you? Well, you said your business would definitely suffer, but personally, you said you would do much better.
Oh, I would love it. Don't get me wrong, it'd be boring. But again, if we go back to the conversation we were having 10 minutes ago, so I grew up in an era where we had no internet at all. So
let's talk about the future where our robot overlords exist.
Yes.
And we live to please them. Everything's AI. No one has a real job anymore except working online perpetually with an AI bot, as you know.
Didn't we have one on this Utopia versus what was it? Yes.
Yeah. Would you survive?
I don't have that type of imagination, unfortunately. So I think that's why
I'm like,
I think we talked about that though. It's like even the plumbing business, even if it gets into plumbing, there's still going to there's still person. We always adapt.
Yeah.
So I think there's always going to be some way to have a job, some way to work, some way to do something. And I'm only 10 years away from retirement, hopefully. So
you're like, I got out just the perfect time.
That's it.
We all got out too, but we were forced out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
actually, I had a friend right at COVID. She sold, I think, a month before COVID, she sold her insurance business.
Oh, I bet she made out like a bandit.
It was perfect timing.
Perfect timing.
Yes. Yep.
You probably love life.
Yep.
Everyone else close. She had plenty of money. Just made plans for when COVID was ever done.
Yep.
It took way longer than we all expected, but we made it through.
So that's what I'm hoping when the AI overlords come.
Yeah.
The Matrix. Isn't that what it is, right?
Sure. Yes. Depends on, yeah. We're lucky it's the Matrix.
Yep.
I hope they put us all to sleep and we live in a beautiful dream.
So I think we went from a zombie apocalypse to medieval times to 50 years in the future.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think we hit most of it.
Yeah. So I guess to our audience, which of those places, if you could choose, would you want to live? Right? If you could choose a time, how do you think you would survive in the one you don't want to be in? Like, how would you do that? Let us know in the comment section below. And of course, it's really going to be helpful. We want to live in the future, and our future is where all of you have already subscribed, and we're hitting 1,000 subscribers because that's our goal. So if you could help us reach that future, we'd love for you to hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, ring that bell, whatever it's called, and share this with a friend, an enemy, your mother-in-law, your father-in-law, your friend, your best friend, your next door neighbor's dog. As long as they have an account, we don't care. Share with them, please. Help us get that number. Anything you want to add before we leave?
Just use your imagination on trying to see how you would survive.
Yeah. Reality, probably all of us would die within a day or two.
That's it.
So, yeah, but it's fun to play. So play with us online. Let us know in the comment section below. Until next time, we are
the Average White Guys.